When we consider healthy eating, we think of consuming more fruit and vegetables. However, to lose weight, store fat, or reduce potential illnesses as a result of elevated sugar levels, most fruits would inhibit your efforts to do either of those things. Would this make fruits, legumes, and other vegetable foods potential enemies? Of course not. Today I will show you how to consume fruits and certain vegetables strategically without spoiling your nutritional goals. The sugar in fruits and some vegetables is called fructose. Sucrose, however, is the common sugar most frequently used to sweeten foods in general. Of course, there are other sugars. For example, the mammary glands synthesize galactose to produce lactose, which is a disaccharide formed by the union of glucose and galactose. Those words ending in O's refer to something that contains sugar. Glucose is the simplest of carbohydrates, a monosaccharide, and this is how your body recognizes it once it enters your bloodstream. Interestingly, fructose and galactose are absorbed differently in the human body. When glucose enters the bloodstream, it stimulates the pancreas to release insulin so that cells anywhere in the body can take up this glucose and get the energy needed to perform the daily activities you set out to do. After this, glucose returns to normal levels. The glucose that has not been used for energy will be stored as glycogen, which is like a system of small drawers in the muscles and which will be ready to be used when you exercise. The other alternative for unused glucose is to be stored as lipid in the fatty tissues of the body. Fructose also enters the bloodstream from the intestine, but first it will go to the liver, which preprocesses it before converting it into glucose or fat. The liver can then release glucose and fat into the blood, or store it as glycogen in the muscles, but also store it as fat. The big difference is that glucose is used by virtually every cell in the body, including the brain. Fructose, on the other hand, can only be metabolized by the liver and cannot be used by all the body cells to produce energy. When we consume sugar, the pancreas naturally produces insulin, as we saw, so that sugar in the blood is absorbed by the cells and used as energy. But beware, because when we eat protein, insulin is also produced. But, here protein has two important advantages. Number one, it slows down the transport of glucose and the other nutrients to the intestine for absorption into the blood, which is good. Number two, protein also stimulates a hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1, or GLP-1, which is also good. When protein from food reaches the intestinal cells, GLP-1 is secreted and slows gastric emptying. This hormone also affects the pancreas, where it contributes to the secretion of the hormone insulin, which absorbs glucose from the blood. Most research on whether eating in a particular order influences glucose spikes have provided positive results if a preload of fiber, fat, or protein is given before the meal. Typically, the preload is liquid and is given about 30 minutes before any carbohydrates. Studies published since 2005 indicate that consuming a protein, at that time the experiment was done with whey protein, before consuming the rest of the meal produced an insulin response, causing blood glucose to decrease. Moreover, further studies indicate that consuming pea protein in isolate, and even better if it's liquid, half an hour before your first meal, can be very effective, not only lowering blood sugar, but also because it has no inflammatory effect. Now you have the tools to know at what time and according to your eating protocol, it is good for you to eat your vegetables and fruits. In the content box of this video, you will find a link to the full article. There, you will find a list of ideal fruits and vegetables to eat if you are following a ketogenic cycle, a low-carb diet, intermittent fasting, Mediterranean diet, or even an eating protocol for athletes. I also recommend that you review the foods that are best for your dosha, or biotype according to Ayurvedic medicine. On my website, whose link I also leave in the content box, you can take the Ayurveda test to find out your dominant dosha and the foods that best suit your body. You will be surprised to find that many of these fruits and vegetables that are beneficial for balancing your dosha turn out to be among your favorites. If you like this video, please click on the like icon. Remember to subscribe on the red button and activate the little bell to receive notifications every time there is something new to learn in nature's way in the art to heal yourself. See you soon!